Hello, welcome back to the Broom Cupboard. I'm here with my legally distinct friend Kensington Bear, and we have come down with a case of election fever. So we have dressed ourselves up all smart because politics is a serious business and we are serious people. Isn't that right, Kensington? Yeah. All right, don't ruin it. So so let's have a look at what's been going on.
So, after a dull start to the election, things started happening on Tuesday when Nigel Farage announced he was going to be running as a Reform MP in Clacton. Previously, he had said he wouldn't be standing as an MP because he thought it was more important to help Donald Trump. But I guess even he knows that Trump's a dead duck now. And it has to be said, he does have a good chance of winning. Clacton is the seat where his former party won its only elected MP. There was an unfortunate moment, though, when a young lady in the crowd noticed that Nigel looked a little parched and stepped forward to offer him a sip of her beverage, but unfortunately she stumbled and it just went all over poor Nigel. Such a shame.
In all seriousness, it was fortunate that it was just milkshake rather than something more dangerous. But at the same time, I'm not going to pretend I was sad to see Nigel Farage drenched in milkshake. Anyway, later on that day, we saw Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer in the first presidential debate. I know what I said, Kensington.
So, this first debate, hosted on ITV by Julia Etcher-Sketch, saw Sunak and Starmer answering questions submitted by the public. Initially, it seemed like things had gone well for Sunak. He had got across on multiple occasions, largely unchallenged, that Labour was going to cost everyone £2,000 in taxes. And as he said many times as well, that they had no plan.
Oh, but they did have a plan.
I set a trap, and you sprang it gloriously.
You see, it turned out Labour had been holding out on us because Sunak said that his figures had been compiled by civil servants at the Treasury. But the head of the civil service at the Treasury had already written to Labour 2 days previously confirming that they had nothing at all to do with it. So it was a document entirely produced by Tories. And even then, it relied on adding fictitious policies to reach their £2,000 over 5 years. But then it got worse for the Tories, because then the Spectator applied the same methodology to the Tories' plans, and they found they would cost £3,000. Now, for reference, The Spectator is a magazine people upgrade to when they don't think the Daily Mail is quite hysterical enough. Sunak's response was to go on ITV and double down on the lie, which only served to amplify the dishonesty.
So, was there anything that Sunak could do to make this worse for himself? Yeah, there was. And he'd already done it.
You see, this week was the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and lots of world leaders had gathered in Normandy for a commemoration event. But to give the interview to ITV, Rishi Sunak had left the ceremony early, leaving former PM David Cameron to pose for all the photographs. Predictably, this drew a lot of criticism, but most notable was the criticism from the people who would be expected to vote for him.
A good week for Labour then? Not entirely, no.
Labour has a Welsh problem. This week, Vaughan Gething lost a vote of no confidence and is now no longer the leader of the Welsh Synod, which means the devolved Welsh government is now effectively in chaos. This doesn't seem to have particularly benefited the Tories as yet, but we'll see.
And then on Friday, the BBC broadcast a seven-way. Not as exciting as it sounds.
Penny Mordaunt was there for the Conservatives, unelected leader of the Reform Party Nigel Farage, straight from the 1980s Labour's Angela Rayner, and some other people were there too. Penny Mordaunt doubled down on the Conservatives' £2,000 tax line, and it did look at times like her and Angela Rayner were going to come to physical blows, which might have been quite exciting for the people at home, because otherwise not much of any real consequence happened. Oh, and the Lib Dems are also running in this election.
Okay, so that'll wrap it up for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully we'll be back next week with if anything interesting happens. Kensington, if you were running for Parliament, what would your policies be? Strawberry jam sandwiches for everyone. Well, I'm sure we can all get behind that. You've always got to take it too far, haven't you? Anyway, if you enjoyed this, please feel free to like and subscribe. Help an angel get its wings by hitting the notification bell. And if there's someone you don't like, maybe you can share this video with them. Till next time.